Hello there, and welcome back to a continuation of the K40 laser upgrade and how to use it. So over the last couple of days I received my new lens. So it's an 18mm and the focal distance on it is the same as the original, which is 50.8 millimeters, which is 2 inches. Now the old lens, as I'm sure you saw in the last video, if you didn't, go back and have a look. This is a 12mm and it's actually all fractured around the outside because of the design of this nasty bit of lens holding. I have purchased a updated version with air assist, which I fitted in the last video, and I'll bring you in for a bit of a closer look. Okay, so in here is the new lens, which is here. There are two positions I can fit this lens, either up in here, which is very close to this area, or I can fit it down in here. Now the position down in here is about the same as what the old lens or old lens holder was, but the idea is that you do have some adjustment. The position up in the top here is exactly 1/2 inch or 12.4 millimeters above this height. So in other words, if you're working on thicker material, you can actually put thicker material in here and bump the lens up into this second position. It may come in handy, I'm not sure. But so what I'm going to do at the moment is take this lens holder off here . Now, like I was saying, this is the top position. You can fit the lens in here, but you can also fit the lens down in here. So that's the position I'm going to fit my lens. Being careful not to put any grease on the lens. You put the lens, if you notice this, concave on one side and flat on the other. Can you see that? Okay, so it's concave down. So there's the lens down in there, in the bottom, real close to the airflow in, and that's the reason why I'm running it in its lower position, because it's right close to the airflow and it doesn't actually get much real cooling, I suppose, up in the top section. But it's there if I need to use the upper section. Okay, so I'm going to do the same process now as I did in the 2 videos back. I'm going to now find out where the focal point is of this lens. It may be in a slightly different spot because it's not exactly 2 inches there. I'll just get a ruler and check it. It'll be fairly close, I think, but not exact. It may be fairly close, but we're going to check it. To do a focus field test with a K40 laser, what I use is this, it's just hardboard, and it's got a white sort of face on it, and I put it in the supplied clamp, which is, this is the only use I've actually found for this, really. So I've got it protruding out here about 1/2 inch, and of course it's all the way down in here. So I'm going to jump into Inkspace now and do a very short graphic so we can find out where the focal point or the usable focal area of this lens is. This is Inkspace, and Inkspace does all the graphic work you would ever need for a K40 laser, and indeed it works hand in hand with K40 Whisperer, which is the program that controls the laser. So what we're simply going to do is come over here and draw a line. So I'm going to choose a pen. I'm going to come from the 50 mark here and draw it across fairly sort of straight, and click there and finish. So then what we're going to do is come over here. Okay, pen stroke. So we need this line to be red because K40 Whisperer will see a red line as a cut line instruction. These lines here represent red, green, blue, and black is a mixture of the three. So what we're going to do, we're going to catch hold of this slider bar and slide it all the way up to the red. You see all the colours now change to red, and that's what we need to do. So it's 255. There are 255 degrees of black to red. All the rest, these two here stay as a 0. We don't want any other colours in there. So now we're going to go to stroke or style, and we're going to make that line a little thicker. Not going to match. It's not going to matter too much to K40 Whisperer, but it's bigger for us to see. So we're just going to raise that to about 1 millimeter, thereabouts. Yeah, just over 1 millimeter, and it'll be a thicker line so we can see what's going on. You know, this is just a rough measurement of 100 millimeters, which is about 4 inches. So we've got our line thickness, and that's all we need to do there. Okay, properties. So now what we need to do is scroll down here, and if you come to here, because at the moment this is on a big A4 style footprint then, so to reduce the size of the program going into the K40 Whisperer, we're going to reduce this page size now down to the size of this line. So to do that, we come here to resize page to content and click here. So immediately the whole page goes down to the size of that line, which makes it a very much manageable program. So now we're going to save that to the desktop. So I'm going to save as to the desktop. And it is saved as an Inkspace SVG file. Save. So I'm going to drop down out of that. So now we're going to open the file from the desktop. That's my German Shepherd outside playing around, I think. And there's our file there. So I'm going to open that. And there it is all the way up there. Probably could have been straighter. So I'm going to start the laser up now and initiate K40 Whisperer with the laser. And you'll hear now it's a lot quieter because I'll take you around and show you. Because now we have some ducting on there, which is ducted actually outside, and I don't like doing that. But in further videos I will be showing you how to make your own active carbon filter. That'll be a few videos down the line. So I'm going to fetch this over now to the start of our material. So I've initialized the program now with the laser, and I'm going to fetch it over and over a little bit further. All I'm doing is I'll actually put the camera back up to the screen. So what I'm doing is I'm just catching out of that. I'm actually moving it, and the laser is moving. Just positioning it by eye. I can actually go here and position the laser in a measured amount, like so. And if I point you down to the piece of work, so just move it 10 millimeters by touching one of those arrows. There you go. I just want to measure that with a rule now. So 100 millimeters is about 4 inches. I'm going to come over this way a little bit further. Oh, I think that'll be alright actually. I think it'll be just fine. So I'm going to run this now at maximum laser output, which is 15 milliamps. So, okay, so I'm going to run this program now at 10 millimeters per second. So that's run that at 10 millimeters per second. So now I'm going to move it over 10 millimeters and do it again with the air assist on. I've done a number of tests here. I'm checking for the usable focus area, which is here, and I'm also testing to see the performance of the air assist. Okay, the air assist is on now. So I'm going to move it over 10 millimeters. I'll run the same test. Well, the air assist works. Okay, I'm going to switch the laser back off now and the air assist, and I just want to measure now to see exactly what the workable focus area is here. Go a little bit further over that way. So the workable area is about from there to about there, and it's about, let me see, the difference there is 35. About 8 millimeters in actual fact. So what I'm actually looking for here is the thinnest part of the line, as it were. The actual laser beam is quite a bit thinner than this. You know, this is just scorched area each side, but the actual cut part of the cutting part of the beam is quite a bit smaller than this, but the usable area is from here to here, and that represents in height distance of about between 7 and 8 millimeters. So, and in actual fact, this bed I've discovered is pretty well bang in the middle of that. So you've got 3 millimeters of workable area above this and 3 millimeters below this, the surface of this bed. Okay, so back into Inkspace, and we're going to draw our 2-inch test square, or 50.8 millimeters. So draw a rough square, and we'll make this 50.8, which is the equivalent in metric to inches. Press enter. We have a 2-inch square, and we're going to come over now to fill and stroke, and again we're going to resize it to design, and then we're going to export it. Save as. Okay, so we set our 0 position, start of the work. I'll just move this slightly. Don't waste too much material. So now, there again, I've set it on maximum. I've got this now set at 10 millimeters per second speed, and it's 15 milliamps of power, which is equivalent to probably somewhere in the region of approximately 36 watts output. So, Vectric. And there again, this is without the air assist on, so we're doing a number of tests here. Notice that the smoke is going straight into the fan. Removing that fan cowling has made a huge difference. Okay, did it cut it out? Yes, it did actually, without any difficulty at all. And notice it's not black, it's like a dark brown, which is exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so we're going to do the same cut, this time with the air assist on, just to see what difference it makes. Okay, actually I'll just mark on that, no need to mark, we can see. Okay, air assist is coming on. The air assist is on, and I'm going to do the same cut. Air assist is on now, and I'm going to do the same cut. So the air assist is doing a pretty good job of extinguishing the flame, and that's exactly what we want. Pretty good clean cut. We'll probably go a little bit faster with that, especially with the air assist now. See if that cut out. Ooh, not quite, a little bit too much for it, 15 millimeters per second. So we're going to knock that back down to, should we say 13? A bit close to the edge, but I think it'll be fine. Alright then, I think you'll probably agree with me that the upgrades so far have been well worth it. We've solved the problem of the evacuation of smoke. We now have a decent lens arrangement in there. We have air assist to help with the cutting, and we've got a cable track on here, and we really and truly solved all the issues that we need to for this small K40. I do, however, have a little raising bed. This is the type of jack arrangement that scientists use to put a Bunsen burner on and raise up underneath a flask to heat it, and it does a pretty good job for this little laser. For the time being, I'm going to leave the bed as it is. I don't like aluminium beds. You do get reflection problems. However, I will run it, and use it with you guys to do some jobs to see how we get on with it. But I will probably eventually take it out. We'll see. Because really and truly, the workable area, the work area, is only as big as this grilled area that I would probably use it for anyway. So I think in the next video we're going to be doing a little bit of etching, just test etching and engraving maybe a bit of text or something like that, and see how it copes with it and get the settings right to do it, and maybe a little bit of vector engraving as well. So thank you for joining me for this video, and I hope you find it interesting. If you have, please press like and subscribe, and also if you would like to, and you like my videos and what I'm doing, if you'd like to become a patron to the channel, because it's the patrons behind this channel that keeps it going, because there is no ad revenue to speak of now through the normal means. So information for patrons is down below this video in the video description area. Also, you'll find a discount code there for Fusion 360 if you have to buy it, and also as a discount code there for all the Carveco programs. So thank you for joining me, and it's bye for now.